Hey guys, Spartan117GW here. Today on Tactical Gearheads, we're going to be covering my jungle warfare loadout. Starting with the rifle, I have a Krytac CRB. It's a nice compact package, and overall with the gun, one of the things that I was going for was something that was compact so I can fight through the trees and through the brush, but also something that had a longer rail system, a little bit longer profile, so that once I get out to those extended or more open areas, I have a little more of a stable platform, and also it kind of balances out the look of the gun. The base gun is a Krytac CRB. The rail system is a Centurion Arms CMR. What I like about this rail system is that it has a very low profile tubular basically style, but it has a lot of cuts in it, and you also have holes pre-drilled so you can actually add rail panels on it. Some of the accessories that I have on here are a fixed front sight post. Personally, I love a fixed front sight because it's a good reference point. When you bring the gun up, that's literally the first thing you see, short of looking through the optic. I also have a visible laser device here and a weapon mounted light, which is really cool. It also gives me a little bit of a point to have purchase on or a grip on the rifle. It gives me a really good seating right here. So for like a thumb brake grip, it's very, very solid. On the front, I have a 51T muzzle device, which allows me to add the PTS Mark 18 SD. And it's ratcheted in place, it's locked, it's secured. Kind of changes the look of the gun, gives it a cooler look, and adds a little bit of length. But for guys who like that suppressor look on the rifle, this is the way to go. For the optic, I have an ACOG on here. It's a 4x magnification. One of the reasons why I like magnified optics in jungle warfare is because sometimes you can only see a part of the enemy, and because you don't have a lot of clean lines like in an urban or CQB setting, sometimes you're not even sure what you're looking at. If it's a bad guy, if it's just his hat or his face or something like that. So this allows you to clearly identify what you're engaging, which is really important. Positive identification is always really good to have in any kind of woodland or jungle warfare. I have flip-up M-bus backup sights, definitely nice and handy just in case something happens to my optic. The magazine that I'm using is the PTS EPM, 150 round mid-cap. Sits very, very good in the Krytac CRB as well as other M4 platforms. The stock, I kept it very simple. It's the old school PTS Mo stock as well as the old school grip, but overall keeps it a very nice streamlined lightweight package, and this was basically my idea of a modern jungle warfare warfighting kind of gun. For the chest rig, I wanted something that's very reminiscent of something that's lightweight, very good for jungle warfighting, so I went with the D3CR in Ranger Green. So it's made by Haley Strategic. It's lightweight but very adaptable and modular in a lot of ways. It has a Velcro panel in the back which allows me to add this multi-mission hanger. This is really cool because just like its name, you can modify it and change it with all different kinds of accessories, inserts, and it's also very convenient because the pouch is right here. It's not on your back or your side, so it's very easy to access. The actual main rig itself consists of 4 magazine pouches. One thing that I have on here are some Kydex inserts by Haley Strategic. It's a really nice add-in or add-on for this chest rig because the standard setup with the little pull tabs is nice. Sometimes, as you know, with nylon pouches, they get kind of mushy and you're trying to stuff a solid object back in there. The Kydex fills it out and allows you to reinsert the magazine very easily. You also have the Stuff It pouch. This is really cool for smoke grenades, maybe a suppressor, maybe another random item or an SSE bag or something like that. You can pretty much use it to whatever your imagination is limited to. For the subload, I use the high-speed gear leg rig. It's very, very nice and compact. It sits nice and high up on the leg so that way it doesn't drag. And it's definitely very, very secure. One thing I like about it, it gives me 2 magazines, which I typically use as my first reload right here on the leg. It also has a couple other pouches for you to use multi-tools and pistol mags as well. It's a very nice compact subload. It's a good addition to any kit, and it just gives me a little bit more capacity on top of the D3CR. So for the uniform, we went with Multicam Tropic. It's my favorite variant of Multicam of the variants that they've added. I have a booty cap. It's a pretty standard booty cap, just true spec. But what's really cool about this loadout essentially is the Samapo Gear uniform, which is essentially a Cry replica. They use real materials, so you are getting the legit, Cry Precision Multicam, which is really, really nice. And obviously, you can just tell because how vibrant and how much punch as essentially the Tropic has. What's also great, you can put real cry knee pad inserts in them. The quality is very good. I've pretty much run these through the ground at several events. And let's face it, Tropic it's in right now. It's super cool, and it's extremely effective. The vibrant greens just give it such a punch in that kind of environment where there's a lot of contrast with lighting. So if you want a loadout that's going to blend in the jungle, Multicam Tropic is the way to go. For the remainder of the gear, with iPro, I pretty much stick with Oakley's. The M3s are really nice, and for certain events, I can run the Helo kit in them to have a full seal. For the gloves, I typically run mechanics gloves. I like the fast fits because there's nothing additional to have to worry about, no Velcro that comes undone. You literally slide them on and you're good to go. Very affordable, and I definitely like how the Coyote goes with the Ranger Green and the Tropic. When it comes to face protection, I went with a standard Coyote Brown gator neck. Essentially, it's just a tube piece of fabric, essentially. You can also use a recon wrap, but it covers my face, covers my teeth. It also covers my neck from like bugs and debris and other things that kind of get out in the wild, and especially in a kind of a tropical or forest environment. Almost always going to run into mosquitoes, ticks, other kinds of wildlife, and it's good to protect yourself, as well as give you a little bit of concealment as well. Hey guys, thanks for watching my episode of Tactical Gearheads. I'm Spartan117GW. You can look me up on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look up Spartan117GW. Also, big thanks to the guys at Airsoft GI. I'll see you guys next time.
Some models also feature real, handmade wood furniture with a laminated finish designed to please any AK purist. This built-in